So after the Nuggets were outplayed in Game 4, they returned to Denver for Game 5 against the Warriors in our first round playoff series, and we were able to keep our season alive. We beat the Warriors in Game 5, 107-100. The Warriors now lead the series 3-2. This was a good effort, good bounce-back win, obviously, after what was a really poor showing in Game 4. Looking at some of the good things we did here in this game, once again, you out-rebounded the Warriors. We out-rebounded them 46-42 here in Game 5. We had 15 offensive rebounds. Thought we did a great job on the offensive glass. Kenneth Faried, JaVale McGee, and Andre Iguodala combined for 30 of our 46 rebounds in this game. Those three guys alone out-rebounded Andrew Bogut, Carl Landry, Festus Ezeli, and Harrison Barnes, who all combined for only 23 rebounds. That was a huge reason we won this game, was because the effort level and energy level that Faried, McGee, and Iguodala played with on the glass, especially on the offensive glass. I thought JaVale McGee and Kenneth Faried were phenomenal in getting us some second chance possessions here in Game 5. We outscored the Warriors 50-24 in the paint. Love seeing that. Did a much better job at attacking the Warriors zone here in Game 5 than we did in Game 4, and did a good job of keeping them out of the paint, forcing them to stay perimeter. Did a much better job protecting the rim. Got to give Kosta Kupic and JaVale McGee some credit there. I thought both those guys did a good job protecting the paint for us here in Game 5. We had 26 assists. There was literally no ball movement on the offensive end for us in Game 4. I thought the ball movement was excellent here in Game 5 for us. Andre Iguodala and Ty Lawson combined for 17 of our 26 assists here in Game 5, and once again just did a great job of forcing the Warriors zone and defense to move throughout this game, and utilizing good ball movement from the beginning of this game to the end of this game. You love seeing that. We had 12 steals on the defensive end. We're much more active on the defensive side of the ball here in Game 5. We forced 17 turnovers. I thought Andre Iguodala's defense in that third quarter was huge for us, and his defense throughout the game on both Stephen Curry and Jarrett Jack was a huge reason we were able to win this game here in Game 5. And that's huge for us. Wilson Chandler and Andre Iguodala combined for 8 of our 10 threes here in this game. You love seeing that. We held Stephen Curry to only 15 points here in Game 5. That might have been the single biggest reason why we were able to pull out this win. He was 7-19 from the field, 1-7 from the three-point line. I thought we did a good job early on of being physical with him and sending a message to him early on. I thought McGee and Kenneth Faried set some pretty good hard screens on him in that first quarter, kind of sent him a message there. And then Iguodala did a great job defensively on Curry here in this game, but giving him no space and forcing him to take tough shots here, and forcing him as well to give up the ball, which I thought was also big for us here in this game, to just take the ball out of his hands, period. And I thought that was a big reason why we were able to kind of slow down Stephen Curry, if you will, here in Game 5. And then Jarrett Jack also didn't have as good a shooting night here in Game 5 as he has throughout the first 4 games. He only shot 7-16 from the field here in Game 5. Once again, I thought Iguodala's size and speed kind of bothered Jack. Did a good job of getting a hand up and forcing him to take some pretty tough contested jump shots here in Game 5. We outscored the Warriors 36-22 in the first quarter. You love seeing that. We got off to a great start here in Game 5. Played really physical defense in that first quarter. Like I said, did a great job of kind of sending a message to Steph Curry with the screens that McGee and Faried were putting on him. Played with good energy there in that first quarter. I thought McGee played with really good energy in that first quarter. I think he had like 5 or 6 points to start the game off. Had back-to-back blocks on, I believe it was Carl Landry and Andrew Bogut, which was a great play. He just really kind of sparked us there in that first quarter with his energy. And then we were knocking down threes. Wilson Chandler hit a couple threes in that first quarter. Iguodala and Lawson both hit a 3. Great ball movement on the offensive end. We went on a 19-9 run in that first quarter to help us build that 14-point lead. And a lot of that, again, just had to do with us being the more physical team, with Kufis's effort on the glass, McGee's effort on the glass, and then Iguodala setting the tone for us. Andre Iguodala was definitely the star of the game for us here in Game 5. He finished with a near triple-double. He had 25 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and a block. He was 10-17 from the field, 3-6 from the three-point line, and 2-2 from the free throw line. Had a great shooting night here in Game 5 against the Warriors. Was consistent throughout the game. I thought he played well from quarter 1 to quarter 4. Did a great job defensively on both Stephen Curry and Jarrett Jack of really kind of bothering them with his wingspan and his size, giving them no space, forced them both to take some tough contested shots. Had that big third quarter, as I mentioned earlier, it was some of the plays he made at the end of that third quarter for us. Had a beautiful baseline dunk in the second quarter, and his defensive rebounding in that fourth quarter was huge for us. Had a couple big defensive rebounds down the stretch there in the fourth quarter here in Game 5. Had a beautiful pass that set up a huge 3 by Wilson Chandler. He had some great passes to Kosta Koufos here in this game, and then he made arguably the biggest play of the game when Ty Lawson airballed the shot. He actually caught the shot and put it back in for a dunk. It was pretty much like an alley-oop from Ty Lawson. So I thought Andre Iguodala was great. I thought his effort on the glass was huge. For him to have 12 rebounds, that was big for us, and we need that similar type of effort from him in Game 6 if we are to beat the Warriors, especially rebounding-wise. Ty Lawson once again was great. Finished with another double-double. He had 19 points and 10 assists here in this game. Had 9 points in the first quarter. Did a great job of attacking the basket. Was 7 of 10 from the free throw line in this game. And did a great job of setting up other guys with his ability to get into the lane with his dribble penetration, him attacking the rim, set up Kenneth Faried with for a couple dunks and a couple other guys. I thought Ty played really well. Wilson Chandler finally woke up. He finally arrived. He was basically a disappearing act throughout the series, but he played really well here in Game 5. He had 19 points as well. He's 5-11 from the three-point line. His effort on the offensive end was huge for us, and definitely a big reason we were able to win here in Game 5. He had 8 straight points for us to end the first half, hit 2 threes, and then obviously had that big corner three in the fourth quarter, which was pretty much a dagger for us. And then lastly, Kenneth Faried and JaVale McGee, as I've said multiple times in this video, were huge for us here in Game 5. They combined for 23 points, 18 rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds, and 4 blocks. Those guys played with great energy throughout the game. I thought their physical presence in the first quarter really set the tone for us, and the screens they set on Steph Curry really set the tone for us, especially on the defensive end. Kenneth Faried had a huge block on Jarrett Jack in transition, which is probably my favorite play of the game here in Game 5. And then after he got that block, he ran back in transition, beat all the Warriors players down the court, and was able to finish that series off with a layup. And he also had 2 big alley-oops in the fourth quarter from Andre Miller that were huge for us. Looking at some of the bad things we did here in this game, not much to really complain about as a Nuggets fan, but there was a couple things we did poorly here in Game 5. We did only have 9 fast break points. I thought the tempo could have been a little bit better for us on the offensive end. Really didn't get out in transition all that much here against the Warriors. And then we really didn't close the game out all that well. We were outscored 31-21 in the fourth quarter by the Warriors. The Warriors actually went on a 22-8 run in that quarter to cut the lead all the way down to 5. That's really when Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Jarrett Jack, those guys really got going. We started to commit some poor turnovers, and really the biggest issue for us in that fourth quarter was, once again, we struggled against the Warriors zone. We were staying perimeter on the offensive end. There was no ball movement on the offensive end. We weren't attacking the lane, and Golden State was being the more physical team in the fourth quarter. That fourth quarter looked a lot like how the first 4 games of the series went. So definitely going to have to execute better in the fourth quarter in Game 6 if we are to win. Didn't really close the game all that well here in Game 5, and we easily could have lost this game. We pretty much almost blew that lead there in the fourth quarter, because the Warriors had it down to 5. I think 2 or 3 times in the fourth quarter. They cut the lead to 5 points, and then Harrison Barnes, Stephen Curry, and Klay Thompson, they all had open looks from the three-point line and missed. So we got very fortunate that they were able to miss some makeable shots there in that fourth quarter, and we definitely got to do a better job of closing the game out if we are to somehow pull off a win in Game 6. And Harrison Barnes killed us throughout this game. He had 23 points and 9 rebounds. He was 5 of 10 from the three-point line. I think those 10 three-point shots he took in this game, I would say 8 or 9 of them were wide open good looks. So still need to improve on the weak side. Kenneth Faried kind of got caught in no man's land on the weak side defensively a couple times in this game, and that led to Barnes hitting a couple wide open threes. And for us, we beat the Warriors 107-100, 100 in Game 5. Big win for us. The Warriors now lead the series 3-2. Got a huge game tonight in Game 6. Hopefully we can win tonight and force a Game 7. It's going to be extremely difficult to win tonight. Obviously the Warriors crowd is going to be ready to go, and I expect the Warriors to play their best. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really hard for us to pull off a Game 6 win tonight. But guys, thank you for watching, and as always, go Nuggets.